That was so much fun. Okay. Hi, so I'm Ashley Mallon. I'm a freshman swimmer here. If I talk a little too fast or use my hands a little too much, just let me know. So I grew up in a non-Christian home. I pretty much grew my faith myself. My parents got divorced when I was going into my freshman year of high school, and it was really tough on me, and I just felt like something was missing from my life. Like, I didn't know what it was. Like, I was always curious about God. I never really pursued him in the sense, I knew he loved me. I knew he died on the cross for me. I knew the basics, but I never really delved into my faith. But my parents officially got divorced in December of my freshman year of high school, and so that was really hard. And I just felt like I was missing something in my life. I just felt very broken. My family was broken, and so I just felt like there was something that needed to be added to my life. So I started going to a church near my house. It's called Brownsbridge. It's like a connector to Athens Church, if y'all go to Athens Church with Andy Stanley. And I started going with my mom, and I mean, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it, and I was like, Mom, we gotta go to church, let's do it. I was so excited. And I remember, actually, it was that January. I was in a service once with my mom, and Andy talked about how living your life for other than yourself and loving others more than yourself, and I just start bawling, crying. I just came with it was just an overwhelming feeling. I knew I wasn't living my life for the right reasons, and in that moment, I devoted my life to God. I gave it all to God, and I think I didn't know what that meant fully, entirely in that moment, but it just was such an overwhelming feeling. I can still remember it, and it was 4 years ago. Wow. So I just learned about God throughout high school. I go by myself to church on occasion because my mom sometimes couldn't go, and my dad was very non-church. And my sister, I just wanted her to grow in her own faith by herself, my little sister. And so I go by myself. I just learned throughout high school, and I got baptized my junior year of high school. And the thing about that is junior year was my hardest year of high school, actually. I struggled so much, and I was actually talking to Taylor when we were on Tuesday, and she's talking about how the devil, he is coming at you the hardest when you're about to do something great, and that just relates with this week. I just had a really rough week going into this, so I'm just really excited to give my testimony. But I got baptized my junior year, and that's the year I suffered the most. I was depressed. I suffered from self-harm in high school. I was stressed so much about college, about swimming, about academics. I was just known to get A's. Everything was about myself, and it was still really hard because I was still learning everything, and I couldn't find a balance. But so I got baptized, and that was amazing. That was a great feeling, and that really helped me going into my senior year. So my senior year, I'm trying to find a college. Recruiting's tough. I went to this one place. It was a very small Christian school to look, and I was like, great, maybe I could be a great light here. And it actually didn't work out. And not a lot of people know this, but I wasn't supposed to swim here in college. I actually committed to Western Kentucky University, and I loved it there. It was perfect. The academics were great. The team was great, and I was going to make an immediate impact on the team. And so I was like, this is great. Maybe I'll be a light here, because there wasn't a lot of faith in that team. So I was like, great, I can expand my faith. I can push people towards God. However, April of my senior year, going to freshman year of college, that got taken away from me. The program actually got cut due to hazing on the men's team. So I was left in April with no college, no idea where I was going, no idea what to do. God had taken my sport from me. We always talk about the idea of God taking our sport from us and what we would do without it. It literally happened to me. And I remember I was in class, and I was just freaking out. And I go home, I talk with my dad. We're like, okay, yes, you want to swim in college? All right, let's try and figure out the best of my ability. So I'm driving to practice because my coach was like, come to practice tonight, we'll talk about it. And I was like, okay, I'm freaking out. And just in a moment, I was driving to practice, and I'm just driving, and I'm thinking it over, and I don't know why, but there's this sudden just this overwhelming peace came over me. And I just thought to myself, I was like, there has got to be something greater coming for me. There has got to be something that this has got to work out. There's no way God would put me through this if he didn't give me a reward or didn't help me through this, and didn't like, this isn't for a reason. Like, it's part of his plan for me. So I was actually the calmest I've ever been my entire life. Like, you can ask my teammates, my club teammates, and you can ask my coach. Like, I'm a very high anxiety person. I still suffer from anxiety to this day, but in that moment, like, my teammates are like, why are you not like freaking out? Why are you not crying? Like, why are you even here? Like, I would be on the floor, like, curled up in a ball in my bed. And I was like, I don't know, guys, like, I just feel like God's got this. Like, something has got to happen. So I'm talking to my coach, and he's like, talking about the schools I applied to. So I applied here to Georgia as a backup, just in case I didn't want to swim in college, like I didn't know anything, and I got in the honors program here. And my parents pushed me to do it, and they just kind of like, they're just like, you need to do it, like, just to say you got it. And I was like, all right, whatever. And so my coach was like, what about you swimming at Georgia? And I was like, that's funny. I was like, you get the coaches on the phone and we'll talk. Like, there's no way I'm going to be able to swim at Georgia. Like, there's no way. Like, I didn't know the times. I mean, I trained my butt off, but I just wasn't where, like, Georgia's standard is, and in my opinion. And so I got Harvey Humphreys, which is one of our assistant coaches, and literally the man. He's great. I got him on the phone 2 weeks later, and we were on the phone for an hour just talking about, like, everything about how would I like help the team and how I would support the team, not with times-wise at the beginning, but I would get there and I would improve. And I came up on a trip a week later, and actually Megan was helping me on my trip. And Rachel Zlensko, who she's at like here, she was really sad. She has a migraine, but and I committed on that trip. And it's been just amazing being here. Like, he took my sport away, but like, he gave it back to me, and it's made it all the more worth it because like, it's now my form of worship. Every day I get in the pool and I pray. I'm like, all right, whether this is a great practice, whether this is a bad practice, like, just let me honor you in any way possible. And I just really try, like, it's just overwhelming. Like, this year has been the toughest year, like, swimming wise, but I've just grown so much in my faith being here at Team United, being here with you guys, and being with my women's small group, with our swim team small group. Like, I wouldn't be here that day. And the verse that gets me through, like, every day, every moment, this is my verse since day one, is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust the Lord and lean not on your own understanding, and always submit to him, and he will make your path straight. So you always, like, everyone always thinks, like, well, my path, like, I want it to be straight, like, why isn't it straight? And it, like, may look like a hilly, bumpy road to you, but in his eyes, it's straight. It's perfectly straight, and it's gonna be hard no matter what you're going through, and like, life is not supposed to be easy. And like, I mean, I'm the definition. I struggled throughout high school, and I'm still like a Christian. I'm still devoted to God. But the thing is, like, I know, like, it's all part of his plan, and yeah, it's just been such a difference. Like, I tend to used to live my life for myself, and I used to sin selfishly, swimming and academics, and now everything is for him, and it just like makes everything so much better and so much greater. And my faith would not be where I am without Team United and my girls' Bible study and my amazing girls and men's swimming team. So thanks for letting me share that with you guys.